It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for chapter 24. This is how chapter 24 starts. Christian stands in a steel-barred cage. I don't remember that being in his hotel room. He's got jeans on, but his chest and feet are mouth-wateringly naked. Don't you just love it when people have naked feet? His eyes are molten grey. What is going on? He's feeding her strawberries through the bars of a cage, and she goes forward to eat them, but apparently she's tied somehow. Then suddenly she's untied and touching his chest, which is so naughty. She's not allowed to do that. And of course she's dreaming. He's waking her up even though it's still dark because I want to chase the dawn with you. That's romantic. And then he ruins it by saying, "You are not a morning person." Christian Grey is iridescent with anticipation and excitement. He's iridescent, people. Amazing. He's laid out some of his underwear for her to wear, and it's just completely not mentioned at all how we're dealing with the period situation anymore. And I just don't want to know. I just don't want to know. She says she's going to add Christian's underwear to her trophy collection, which currently includes a car, the BlackBerry, the Mac, his black jacket, and a set of valuable old first editions. Now, I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she's got a hell of a lot of trophies. The only suggestion that I get that she's doing anything about the period situation is she goes to the bathroom. I have needs to attend to. I'm really hoping those needs include sanitary items. The valet hands him keys to his expensive soft top sports car, and he says, "You know, sometimes it's great being me." Stupid, rich, smug bastard. La Traviata is playing in the car. He says, "You can change the music if you want. This is my iPod playlist." And she picks Toxic by Britney Spears. Good God, woman. He says he didn't put Britney on his iPod, somebody else did. Ooh, Layla, his ex. Awkward. He says he broke up with Layla because she wanted more. He's never wanted more before Anastasia. No. He turns down the Britney, and my inner goddess is standing on the podium awaiting her gold medal. He turned down the music. Victory! Why is that a victory? My inner goddess has backflipped off the podium and is doing cartwheels around the stadium. More and more I'm getting the impression that her inner goddess is at some sort of sporting event, maybe the Olympics. They're talking about the other women that he's been with, and he lets slip that Mrs. Robinson's name is Eleanor. Holy fuck! The evil one has a name, and it's all foreign sounding. Seriously? Your name is Anastasia. How is Eleanor a foreign sounding name? If you're watching this and your name is Eleanor, just be aware, you have a foreign sounding name. Christian says he doesn't want to get her pregnant, and she says, "No, not for a few years at least." You don't say that to a guy that you've recently started dating. He says they're going to an airfield to indulge his second favourite pastime. His first favourite pastime is the sex. They're going gliding. They head out across the tarmac on the airfield. There is a man with a shaved head and a wild look in his eye, accompanied by Taylor! Yay! I've missed Taylor. And so has she apparently, because her italics say Taylor! Taylor gives her a salute and then leaves. Bye, Taylor. The guy with the wild eyes is British. She can tell from his accent. Her inner goddess is terrified. She's under a blanket behind the sofa. I guess she's not in the Olympics anymore. Sad times. And they're up in the air. They're at 3,000 feet. And the plane that was towing them releases and is gone. And we spiral towards the sun. Icarus, this is it. I'm flying close to the sun. Could you push the metaphor any further? He turns the plane upside down and she's screaming and he's laughing at her. What a romantic. Now he's making her fly. This is gonna end badly. And they land safely on the ground. Hooray! I'm sure nobody was hoping that they were both killed. They get out of the glider and he immediately starts making out with her and pushing his erection against her, and it's like, guys, come on! Middle of an airfield, honestly. They're going to breakfast now. Her alarm goes off on her phone to remind her to take the pill, and he says, "Well done. I hate condoms." They're going to the International House of Pancakes. I never knew what IHOP stood for before. This is so exciting. They sit down with menus and he says, "I know what I want. You can't have sex in IHOP. You just can't. It's illegal." The waitress comes up to serve them and her name is Leandra. Leandra. She doesn't say anything about Leandra sounding foreign. What is wrong with Eleanor? They're redefining the parameters of their relationship in a booth at IHOP. She asks if she can pay for the meal because IHOP is the only place that she probably could pay for the meal, and he says no. He already knows where her mother lives. He sends him a quick thank you note about the soaring. He replies with a quip about her snoring. Hilarious rhyming. Apparently she doesn't snore, but she does talk in her sleep. Dun dun dun! She calls him a cad and a scoundrel, which are two words that I like. And then he changes his sign-off to Christian Grey, CEO, cad and scoundrel. She gets a call offering her a job as assistant to Jack Hyde, who, if I remember correctly, was the disarming man. Christian has to cancel dinner. He's going back to Seattle. He says he has to deal with the situation, and she's thinking, the last situation he had to deal with was my virginity. Jeez, I hope it's nothing like that. They're email flirting again. With puns. It's always with puns. He's being 50 shades of exasperating. What she said in her sleep, he wants her to be conscious when she finally says to him. What did she say? I'm betting it was a love confession. And that's the end of chapter 24. What happened in chapter 24, boys and girls? We started off in a weird caged strawberry dream, went gliding, and then he cancelled dinner. So nothing really happened after that. They email flirted. That's just like standard. There was no sex and no crying. What book even is this? There are only 2 chapters left, so hang tight and I'll see you next time.